Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Club, Western Province Cricket Club, A Astro, late on this Sunday evening, CPL edition number 2, but weekend number 1. And we have an under 18 game of high quality. The Raiders in black versus the Royals in what looks to be royal blue. My fellow commentator for this evening, the SA stalwart forward, Keenan Horn, also a current top of the log under 18 goals coach. Welcome, Keenan.
Thanks, Brinsley. How do I top that introduction? But I'm happy to be here, happy to be watching some quality hockey to end the weekend off. I'm coming in here with little expectation, as I haven't watched any of these two teams. But from what I've heard, it's going to be a cracker of the evening. Wet turf, under the lights, under 18 boys, Premier League. We're looking forward to a encounter.
So just a bit of a backdrop story here. If I've got my mathematics right, I think we've got 2 playing 3 on the log at the moment, with the Heat boys just having finished their game about an hour ago, and they're lying first. And I think the victor of this evening will be moving into either tied first or second spot. So all to play for here, Keenan. The Royals just won themselves a penalty corner. I know yesterday they did score a flick, so maybe we can see Daniel Newhoff on the left-hand parcel, number 7, having an early flick.
Great save from the keeper. Always an awkward link over there, going about mid-second height. He used his hand there. And great follow-up from the attacker. I think that's good anticipation. Unfortunately, didn't get the ball in there. But hit the target. That's all you really want from short corners.
So to the hockey nerd here, both sides having set up with the traditional back 4 to begin with. If memory serves correct, the Raiders won this tournament last year, having played a similar sort of shape, with a prominent player there just having sacked the ball a little bit inaccurately, Alexander Blows. Really top tournament, only in grade 11 this year. You'd be forgiven for thinking he's probably in his 7th year of the tournament with the way that he plays. The Royals last year, a really counter-based team with Ashton Freddie, an ex-coach of yours, Keenan, and they have a strong midfield. Here again, Daniel Newhoff showing that in the midfield. Oh my goodness gracious. Sean Mart on the ball. Eli Bush in the circle, and So Keenan, tell us a little bit about Ashton Freddie. You've had him in your days at Stellenbosch University. What are your thoughts on his coaching style, and what do you think he's going to be looking for from his Royals team?
Yeah, I think Ashton Freddie has always been pegged as one of the up-and-coming young coaches. I think what stands out for me is his ability to assess his personnel and basically set his team up according to their strengths, which is really a good trait. So he doesn't just have one style of play; he has multiple options available to him, and he's a real student of the game. He really does his due diligence, studies these things. He's one of the more meticulous coaches, I might add. But so you'll get the best out of these players, I can assure you. As you mentioned, the counter-attack style. He looks at the players he has, and he implements a good game plan. So he's very thorough. So he's up against a very experienced coach in Kassa as well. Kassa's the dad of 2 current national indoor and outdoor players, Dayan and Mustafa. So they've also got a great hockey background with Kassa being their coach. They can only be that good with a good coach and a good dad. So it's a good matchup here. I think a senior coach against a good up-and-coming coach. You can see the Royals here really trying to implement the game plan, but the Raiders seem to be nice and compact and strong.
Keenan, that's no surprise why you are sitting at the top of your log with some feedback like that. So Royals goals are lucky to have you. But a great break there through the spine of the field. And Josh Koff, a Wynberg High School matriculant, pretty strong ball carrier. Had a great CPL last year in 2020, and wearing the number 7 shirt this year. I'm no doubt looking to be a little bit Ronaldo-like with some of his play. A great lead in front there from player 20 in the Raiders. Well kept though. Zola Carlson on the ball now. An SA schools in waiting chap there. Prominent player for the Royals, a captain. And there's another one, Keno Christians, but turned over, and an early take by a man called Alex Jongsma from Fairmont. The backspace shot, Keenan, you don't see too many of those. If you want to give the crowd a little bit of love about the backspace.
Wow, one of my favorite shooting techniques, in fact. I definitely don't think it's used enough. It's something that you definitely have to train. Attackers, when you're under pressure, receiving the ball with your back towards goal, the best players in the world are able to create space. And that's called, as you mentioned, the backspace. We don't use it enough. As you can see, a lovely technique there. Of course, it's all about getting around the ball. I don't think he got the shot off nicely, but if he just moved his feet a little bit more, a little bit better footwork, he would have hit the target there. But yeah, we see him on the ball again, number 7. Josh, you said?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh Koff. Some nice hands there, but a great 2v1 setup there from the Royals. Royals hitting that centre forward early. We have a little break happening here. There we go. Unfortunately, with the striker, a little bit of a foot race happening there, but I think the line will win.
Another little style of play from the Royals that's been quite prominent last year and this year is it's just a little through ball with a little bit of air, and as you say, running onto it, the foot race there, just a little bit of inaccuracy. And here we see a strong defense. What is that saying? You don't win titles unless you keep the back door shut, and Alex Blows and Alex Jongsma seem to be a pairing that know each other quite well. So, yeah.
Just comment on that. Being a striker, I always want to go forward and attack. And Ashton Freddy once told me before we won a tournament together, he said, goals win games, but defense wins tournaments. That's knowledge for you folks. So I hope you wrote that down, coming from none other than Ashton Freddy. Very cagey affair to start off here. What's your sort of first impressions of the first 5 to 6 minutes here, Brinsley?
Look, I've got to rein it in because you and I both have affiliations to the Royals. So I'm just sitting here going, I know the Royals are eking out this game and they're going to do the business later on. But I think to begin here, you've worded it perfectly, cagey affair. It's evident that the Raiders are going to look to get some outside overlaps from their defenders and maybe look to play a domino effect forward. But I really think it'll probably come down to 2 or 3 finer moments. And the team that dominates those 2 moments and is really critical will probably look and take a 2-1 victory or 1-0 victory.
Yeah, some really crisp passing around the turf this evening. You don't often see that anymore in the Cape, but now that we have a wet turf, the boys are allowed to play, which is quite exciting. But yeah, as you said, I definitely think the telling factors will be which team limits the amount of mistakes they make. Both teams are very good on the ball, but it's just about limiting those defensive errors. I think that's going to be the most important thing, and then it'll come down to who wants more. It's they're feeling each other out at the moment, but I definitely think one team is just going to have to put the dagger in and twist. They're going to have to nail it down and want it more than the other. And as you said, it's basically 2 versus 3, so it's all to play for you. I mean, you want to end off weekend 1 in the best possible position going to weekend 2.
So great deep defense there by the Raiders. They seem to have a firm grip on their shape and their angles in deep defense. Maybe they'll look to win a bit of a higher ball up. Maybe that's not their plan. Little side pocket being performed here by the Royals, but they get out of it. And a really, really, should I dare say, average tackle from Daniel Newhoff. Possible card incoming, Keenan. Stand correction.
But he won the ball and had, unfortunately, gave it away right there. But he won the ball.
So Daniel Newhoff gets away with that one there. Still 11 playing 11. But Josh Koff, I think, you mentioned where you think this game will be won and lost. I think a Josh Koff moment of magic could be maybe the telling factor. But on the flip side, maybe a Daniel Newhoff at this moment, the magic could also be the telling factor.
Yeah, I think there are a number of good players on the park, but Daniel and Josh have definitely put their hands up early on. But we will not count out the likes of Dino Christians or Shan Mart for the Royals. But yeah, both teams are looking good. Their top players are definitely looking to step up, and often that's the difference. A great ball into circle, or a nice tomahawk from the left-hand side of the field. It's often hard to keep those flat on the run. But great nut from the number 57 over there. Another good ball through the middle. Sometimes we don't encourage those balls on 45 down the middle because of this sort of intercept possibility. But yeah, the Royals had some tight defense. Their counter cover is vital. Again, as I just mentioned, that 45 ball, second time being turned over. I'm sure Ashton Ferry will have a word with that.
I know you, Keenan, are a firm believer. Oh my goodness, just a moment. Sort of coral, sir. You go, you good thing. Goodness gracious. Affectionately known as X, and right now he has the X factor. Oh no, but great double defense. But Zora Carlson setting up a little bit of fun, magic, and beauty on a late Sunday evening. But at Blows having none of that, and now it's the Raiders' turn. So here's is it Josh Koff's turn? Evidently not. Daniel Newhoff, you bugger.
Players we mentioned are having a little 1v1 battle, and it looked to be a really exciting battle here.
You know, whatever fitness regime Daniel Newhoff is on, I want some of that, Keenan, because this guy, he's just run a marathon in probably the first 12 minutes, so he just keeps it going.
Word on the street is that his dad has him doing vision training at 6 o'clock every morning. He wakes up, gets out of bed, and they throw him a couple of balls. He tries to catch him with his left hand and his right eye closed. So you can definitely see that with his 3D skills. When it concerns the marathon, apparently his mom ran a couple of comrades and did some Ironman. So this boy has a lot in the locker, a lot to offer. And obviously he's sharing it all to us tonight in this almost Friday Night Lights. That's the vibe, eh? Feels like a Friday, Brindley, but it in fact is a Sunday evening.
My goodness, I don't even think we need quarters 2, 3, and 4. I've seen it all in the first quarter alone. Keenan, maybe from your perspective as a current top player, but a man that's really done some time, and I know as a firm believer in the mental side of things, what would your outlook be as a player on a late Sunday evening, knowing that you also have school, a long 5-day weekend coming? Maybe the weather's also getting a bit colder now that we're going into autumn. What would be your outlook after 2 games, and you've just got to get this one over the line?
You know, if you were asking me at my age right now, I would have said there's work tomorrow, so I wouldn't want to be on the hockey field. But if I'm 17 or 18 years old, having come off a year of little to none hockey, I would be buzzing just to be out there. I mean, who wants to go to school and learn about trigonometry when you could be out there throwing a plastic ball around with your mates? So I definitely think that the timing of this game will not be a factor for these lads. They're just excited to be playing hockey. I mean, you can see the intensity. There's a lot of vibe out here, so why not? And we are off with the second quarter. Yeah, these quarter breaks are extremely short. Brinsley as a coach and who's coaching a lot of hockey and a lot of top hockey players this year. What sort of advice do you give in those 30 seconds, 1 minute that you have in between quarters?
The big question I was asked yesterday as well, I've learned that the chucker intervals between the first and second chucker and between the third and fourth, you hop on one attacking thing, one defensive thing, and that's it. You keep it short, sharp, and effective, and out and over you go. And I think I saw that from both coaches there. They got in their team talk, they got out, and the teams knew what they had to do. So yeah, it's now just about repetition and let's see if they can keep doing it.
Yeah, we're finding a lot of coaches struggling with the timing of the quarters and the half time. So I do think it's just a fact of like over communicating. They're trying to get too many points through, and as you said, maybe it's good to just be simple with the players. They are taking on a immense amount of information prior to the game. Do they need the same load of information in between quarters? And you definitely, I agree with you that simplicity is key. I mean, as a player, I sometimes wonder how much information actually sticks between those quarters. You just you're thinking about that ball you misstepped, or the chances, or the phase of the game. So I definitely think keeping it simple is important, and you just taking on that point that's most vital to you. Oh, great receive there, beaten with the receive. Alex blows with a little dive. Was that a dive? Or was it just the strength of the man that knocked him over?
I know Ashland went hunting in the Boland region, and maybe that was a little bit of oh my goodness, that possible penalty. No. Just a free hit. Okay. Yeah, back to the point. I know Ashton Freddie went into his draft looking for a lot of athleticism, and maybe there was just a little bit of a strong man pushing his opponent over. So Daniel Neuhoff on the ball here from a dead start. Matthew May now really got some nice. Oh, and the speculator, but Eli Bush just missed timing it. But the goalkeeper looked well positioned. So this one's definitely, I think, going to go down to the wire.
Those are the sort of half chances as a strike that you want. You know, if you're being starved of the ball throughout the quarter, you know, just the fact that the defender is looking for you, it gives you a little bit of hope, because you know there's an opportunity there for you. You know, you just need one touch. A defender has to make a countless amount of tackles in a quarter. You just need one touch for a goal.
I remember a good couple of battles 2-3 years ago in the defensive circle between two men, and I remember losing certain said battles by some trickery in the circle. Just when it mattered, and he gets the final touch. So, yeah, how do you time said moments, Keenan, as a forward against defenders in moments in 2017, 18, 19, quite clearly?
That's an interesting question. I never actually thought about it. I mean, I guess some players feel it. You know, there's a lot of times when you have sport and you feel the game situation, where the ball is, but also just your awareness. I think if players understand your circle as a striker, where you want to score, where you think the most effective areas are, and then playing off the defender. I think we don't take enough. Sort of, if you look at international hockey, like 80% of goals are scored on far post or piece-spot tap-ins or rebounds, and I think everyone wants to score the glory goal, but we don't take enough care in terms of just honing our skills in the 9 and 6 yard area. So, yeah, I think it's just it's a hunger, you know, it's a mindset. We need to teach the kids that the tap-in goals as cool as hitting the roof.
I'll never forget a coaching seminar I went on 6-7 years ago, and I know when you go to coaching or you go to trainings, and I know as said coach, and you say to everyone, what do you want to do? And you either get the answer game time, coach, or you get the answer shooting time. And I'll never forget a statistic that was shown to me that 75% of the goals from open field play are actually the tip-ins, as you say, the deflections. And so yeah, it's refreshing to hear that. Into now some personnel. Sean Mars also getting into the game a bit more now on the ball for the Royals. A budding talent from Port Royal. And the first mistrip from Daniel Neuhoff. So it just shows there the bounce back ability. We all do make the errors. And it will be interesting to see how Dan now recovers from this one moment. Another player that I haven't mentioned yet, tying his shoelace in centre field for the Raiders, Bung J. So easy to pick him up with his Luma boots and his lightly coloured princess orange stick, but a great player there, 29 for the Raiders, and I think if he gets some good forward ball, the Royals could be in some trouble.
Yeah, you know, we want to see those, just on your point with Daniel Neuhoff and Sean over there, some good midfield connections they were attempting there, and I think the Raiders have a good midfield to sort of try and attempt those midfield connections. They just find each other. But here you have Eli Bush just making some inroads there and winning the foul. As a striker, sometimes it's best just to get that foul away and not give the ball away. Yeah, as I was mentioning with Tabang and Joshua, you know, you want to be getting those midfield connections. So I think the quicker those two dangerous players find each other, the better it will be for the Raiders. They are lacking a little bit of fluidity, if I might add. But the Royals are sort of finding each other a lot more, which is good for them. But yeah, it's still anyone's game here. Horrible tackle there. Yeah, Impresti got away with that one. The Aintree Burns is known to be giving a couple of green or yellow cards, so he's been very disciplined tonight. Ooh, another stick clash there in the circle, but I think the Raiders are definitely finding it hard to deal those balls coming in the circle. The Royals strikers seem to be up for it there, getting those half chances, and sometimes that's all it takes. You know, one short corner of a deflected ball from the foot, and it could be a game changer.
An interesting one there. I always think about the view of how to manipulate some fouls in your favor. And I saw an Eli Bush tackle there that, wow, I think, to put it kindly, may have been a really bad one. If it was a defender making the tackle, it's a possible card. So, Yeah, I always wonder, do the forwards maybe get away with a little bit more? Or am I just being too ugly as a defence-minded player, Keenan, whereas you're a forward and you think you can get away with a little bit more?
Yeah, that's a good one. High risk, high reward, I would say. But no, I definitely think our strikers get away with a little bit more. You always want to have a little nibble. Strikers are not known to be the most patient defenders, and that's why I think it's also the area of the field that you're making your tackle and your foul. If it's not cynical, it's not dangerous. But yeah, Kino Christian's over there with the ball. Good technique there of falling backwards. Usually that helps with keeping the ball down, but unfortunately the ball's just having a little bit away from him. Again, the Royals having some chances inside the opposition circle there.
I certainly made that look easy, and I think if they could take some inspiration from that and just do that again and follow the process as you hear quite often, they'll get a couple more circuit entries. So, yeah, quite a simple, well, not simplistic. The same shape being used by the Royals here, by the Raiders. Sorry, geez, I'm having a little bit of a nightmare on a Sunday evening. But the Raiders looking like they're having a front four that's quite useful, and it's just about trying to see if they can connect a little bit closer and tighter. I'm surprised with this perfectly usable pitch now with the late evening dew that there's not more penalty corners being won to try and exercise some sliding deflection and just straight flicks, because I know both teams have some flickers.
Yeah, and I think there was one corner this far. Another dodgy tackle over there, but Sean Mott comes away with it. It looks for the connection. It's either testament to the defenders that are already doing well, or the attackers aren't looking for it as much. I definitely think there's an opportunity for it. The ball travels this time of night. They have some good corner batches, but the players have to be looking for that. A little lifted pass there from Sean Mott. Again, the connections are wanting for the Royals, but they're looking for it, which is awesome to see. Raiders struggling a little bit to get out of their half, finding some connections, but never underestimate a good team. Some good show and go there from Alex Blows. Unfortunately, he couldn't find the connecting pass. Good call from Andrew Burns there just to pull the play back. I think sometimes when you're 18, you need to still be disciplined in terms of the way you play the game. Just because old habits die hard, you don't want to get the players into bad habits before their time. But another good ball in by the Raiders.
Yeah, and there's a nice coaching mentor that I know has spent a lot of time in your life and my life, a man by the name of Kurt Surfontaine, and he often refers to that crash ball like rugby terms, being played straight in, but just with a little bit of lift, because the skill set of these young gentlemen in this day and age are just so high that if you deliver a hard ball but on the floor, they're going to trap it. But if you can deliver a hard ball with just a little bit of a, as he's called one day recently, a skipping slap or a slight lift, you really are going to get a little bit more opportunity. But a great turnover there by Rowan Howard. And just a great through ball. So Eli Bush, but probably the wrong technical selection. Could have maybe have looked to connect or cut infield. But who am I? I'm not a forward. Give me your opinion what you would have done there, Keenan.
Yeah, I think the keeper was rushing out. He had play on far post. Definitely could have just reverse slid it to the player. Again, at those finer moments, decision making in the circle. But I mean that comes with experience. Everyone wants to be there to score the good goals. As I said, sometimes the far post tapping is the one to go. When the team scores, or when one player scores, the team scores. So I think Eli Bush will be ringing that chance there and realizing that there was a player on far post. Ashton Freedy looks a little bit pensive after that, goal decision by Eli.
Pensive, you certainly letting us know a little bit of your intelligence factor, and I think for a man like you being involved in law, you're also a great model for the game. That sport is a big thing, but so is your education. So yeah, I think if we can take some role model from Keenan there, education with the sport, go for it. But Tabang J getting involved now. No, Sean Mart also certainly a lot more prominent and threads the needle to Eli Bush, and Oh, but that is some last-ditch, unbelievable tackling. And now Thiago Marquez on the ball. Just a bit too far. But Royals are now starting to fashion some clear-cut chances, not just half chances.
Yeah, I think last quarter just showed Sean Mott coming into the game, then what dangerous play he can be coming through the line. As a midfielder coming through, letting off the strikers to just receive the ball inside the circle, it's always dangerous. But yeah, I think the Royals can be happier with 2 after that quarter. I think they had the better chances there. Ashton Ferry won't be impressed that they haven't taken those, and I think Kassa on the other side of the Raiders will be thinking there's a lot to improve on. I'm sure he, with so many years of experience, will know how to sort of rectify and get themselves back into this game.
And thank you, Keenan. You've given us 30 minutes of 6 minutes of absolute beauty, and I see you're now heading off to set yourself up for a stellar week. So thank you, Keenan, for your time, and we will see you next week. Good luck with your team.
Cheers, Blindsey. Pleasure to be here, folks. Enjoy the rest of the game, and thanks for supporting CPL 2021.
And I think it's a great moment to take the chance to also thank all the service providers and anyone that's involved. Firstly, to you, the players, you have made this possible. You have shown the interest, and we hope you're having the most spectacular time at CPL edition number 2. To the parents for getting wholeheartedly involved and backing this process as well. Thank you so much. To Enhance Sports, Enhance Media for all of the coverage. To MyComLink, to the umpires, to Bravo Hockey, to Ozzo for supplying the much needed ball, otherwise we could not be playing. It's all going to be happening here. There's loads of apparel. If you haven't bought your apparel, get down next week. It's just downstairs by the main sort of entrance to the cricket fields, and there's buckets, hats, there's warm-up shirts, there's socks, there's shirts, there's everything. There's rumors that there'll be scarves next year. I'm not sure. Who knows what's coming? So we move into the second half now. No doubt that both teams have had 1 or 2 words of interest, looking to rectify some errors, but also really chat about the strengths to make them even stronger. So appetizing second half coming our way. It's just so amazing. Alex Blows, last year as a 16-year-old in the under-18 division, he was prominent. And right there, maybe a slack restart from the Raiders, but Alex Blows having none of it, fixing shop and then just getting the work done, and then starting a counter-attack and delivering a great ball on the move, and almost leading to a half chance. So now we have a long corner for the Raiders. They go direct, but all deflected out there. Little Weinberg boys derby there between Josh Koff and Zola Karolse. I'm sure they're trying to push each other's limits in a friendly, sort of banterous way. But another long corner here for the Raiders. So uncertainty to be confirmed. A direct ball just to the public there. Direct ball in from Alex Blows. A deflection that looked to have been touched by Josh Koff but not capitalized on. But a penalty corner. So, they sometimes say, do we believe in karma? The possibility there that it could be a goal for the Raiders, not given. And the next play ending up being a penalty corner for the Raiders. So almost the same play, a direct ball fired in. This time saved by Seko Sibakwe, but lifted dangerously into the Raiders player at penalty corner. And so to the public here, a penalty corner obviously needs to leave the circle, and then from there generally a drag flick will ensue or a hit. So let's see what happens here. Oh, something different though. Gone short. Fake slap. Deflection. Holy moly, that is quite a goal. Holy moly. It has been a short pass from the pusher to Bryce Herbert, who had an absolute snorter of a sliding slap. Josh Koff gets on the end of it and roots it into the top corner. 1-0 to the Raiders. And, they sometimes say, can you see these things? And actually, to be honest with you, the same corner was used by their under-16 side last year, which is where Bryce Herbert and the coach, Kasa Kasim, were part of. So, yeah, the team age may have changed, but the penalty corner has not. And great finish by Josh Koff. But it's always nice to see a goal also really push the team into play. And, well, now we're starting to see end-to-end goal-mouth action. So, good save by the goalkeeper, but back into the Raiders' favour. And my gut tells me that we've seen the full allotment of bad tackles, and my gut tells me that the next really bad tackle is going to be the second card of the game. Kino Christian's on a fast break, plays Louis Loris, but a good save and possibly just a heavy touch. So that's certainly a Kino Christian's favourite there. Enjoys the fast break. Just there, maybe running similar lines that close the angles, and that's just a bit of useful exuberance. Penalty corner. So what could possibly have been a clever manipulation of the stick by Thiago Marquez was not deemed as such, and was instead deemed by the umpire as a bad breakdown tackle. I guess that's up to the umpire and the moments. It could have been a free hit for a shield, but instead seen as a bad tackle and instead a penalty corner. The fine margins are top sport. Something unconventional as well. It's just all about unconventional nights here. And so what happened there? Sean Mott just deciding to go with the old "how's your mother?" and he goes and beats one, beats two, and puts the shot on target. Great save. And a follow-up with a bouncing backhanded hit. So, geez, these boys at under 18 level have the skill set that I could only dream of years ago. And a great save on the line, leading to another penalty corner for the Royals. What a save. Holy moly, that goalkeeper, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. He knew all about it. He's just made an absolutely sterling save on the right shoulder. Hopefully those pads are in top nick, because if they're not, that shoulder is going to be sore in the morning. But great shot by Kino Christians and great save. A reward, another penalty call for the Royals. And so there I really feel for the Raiders is that is a certain clever manipulation of the ball by the Royals player, which then led to the counter being slowed for the Raiders, and then unfortunately the poor Raiders guy wanted to take it quickly and couldn't. So great receiving line from the Raiders midfielder. Oh, damn impressive play there by number 5 from the Raiders. I'm going to definitely find his name out, because jeez, if he's up for the draft next year, he's a surefire pick. Oh my goodness, Oracle. So that is play beyond your age. Probably a bit risky, but certainly fantastic stuff. So it looks like a possible shape change by the Royals. I stand to correction, but if it is so, there's definitely an extra midfielder now plotting his route in the circle. And a great last stitch tackle there by Alex Jongsmith. Wow, fantastic play. And Carl Becker, strong tackle, doing what he does best. Tackle and then pass. Sean Mart doing what he does best. A strong carry left to right, looking to play the link up. Just that final bit of execution now from the Royals needs attending to. But the Raiders seeming to be very comfortable in their own half, which I'm sure will give their team a lot of confidence. And it's just about what they do once they break past the halfway line. And Matty May from the Royals cleaning up shop. Another great pick. Just a little bit too much. So we see this as the game goes on, the general fatigue levels go up, and sometimes just a simple choice goes out the window. And but that's okay. That's what we're young for, and we learn and we learn and we learn. And I think both teams' error rates going up a little bit now. So the team that can just keep it short, sharp, effective will continue to see the results. And there we see from the Raiders a really clever manipulation of not always playing the short pass, but looking to play longer earlier, and looking to break the defensive press straight away. Been really impressed with the Raiders' defensive shape tonight. Even when it looked like they're in trouble, they really don't seem to be in too much trouble, and they've got numbers behind the ball and a strong defensive shape. So I'm sure that's been chatted about in advance, and the Raiders really look to be strong and knowing what they're doing as a defensive unit. This win to Bang Jays is really exciting. And wow, that's fantastic. So a great infield break by Tabang J, plays the diagonal pass. First time deflection, as Keenan Horn alluded to in the first half, followed by a little rebound. Possible foot, but not seen, and maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it was just a mistrap. It fell to the Raiders forward, who spent no time and hit it in straight away. 2-0 to the Raiders. I've just been informed by some wise eyes that it hit the post, and that Raiders forward, his eyes lit up and he played that first time shot at goal. So 2-0 to the Raiders, and they're really starting to dominate this game now. And Josh Koff just showing the simple aspect of defense starts at the front, and if you've got a good defending forward, your whole team is set up for success. So he's really doing an impressive job out here. So again, just to keep the crowd fully informed, we're in the third chuck out of 4 here, or third quarter out of 4, and the Raiders in black, currently 2-0 up. A lot to play for here, and a current 2 versus 3 on the log, and the Royals in royal blue, of course, currently 2-0 down. A lot of attacking played on this right-hand channel, and Keno Christian's looking, prying, searching for the penalty corner, but nothing coming. So a lot of high ball starts here for the blue team at the moment. Just nothing coming. But Daniel Nua trying to manipulate. Nothing coming though, nothing coming. And you know what they say, you've got to take your chances, but you've also got to make your chances. And Royals at the moment maybe could just look to create 1 or 2 clever, incisive breaks. And some great defending yet again from the Raiders. So end of the third, Chaka 2-0 to the Raiders. All to play for. If you're a new person watching hockey, field hockey, please don't be alarmed by two goals difference. There's a game, I think it was about 4 years ago, Germany versus New Zealand men. New Zealand were 2 goals up with 54 seconds to go. Yes, that's right, 54 seconds, and Germany ended up winning the game. So all to play for. Raiders could go out there and score another 3 for all we know and get another win by 5, or the Royals could come back with a great final quarter. We're not sure. Just been informed that a pivotal player from the Raiders actually is not even playing in this game, and that's just testament to the depth in the Western Cape at the moment, that a team can still perform and just function so well with all its cogs. I've also been informed, though, that there's a key Royals player sitting out. So, yeah, it's all happening here. Well done to the Western Cape and all the boys and parents and schools for their programs. No doubt that this final quarter is going to serve something up. And out and over we go. And it's certain shape change from the Royals here. If it wasn't done completely, it's certainly in effect now. Looks like they've got an extra midfielder on. But just so calm from the Raiders defense yet again. Alex Jongsma, just so calm yet again. And he's really showing himself to be a standout defender in the CPL. So unfortunately, there are 2 Royals players occupying the same space, leading into the same zone, which I think ended up just causing less players up high to hit by the goals. And that's actually where you really want to fill that hot spot, as we call it. And just something so great to see. I'm sure the boys and the girls in the CPL are learning from is that sometimes it's best to leave the ball and let go out, or let it go on to your teammate who's a little bit better positioned, rather than playing it. And there's a great example by Rowan Howard, that he left the ball as opposed to playing it. And I think if he had played that on his backhand, he would have been in a little bit of trouble. But instead he leaves it, and the Royals have an easy turnover. John Mart, jeez, this man is just absolutely fantastic. If you didn't see him already, I mean, he's got orange shoes, he does it all, and well, unfortunately he doesn't do it, but maybe that's just a bit of fatigue setting in. Tabang J with a break yet again on the left hand side. I remember last year he scored 2 cracker goals, and I'm sure he's excited to get the ball high up the field here. But just so calm and holds it up and plays that expose. But a great interception by Zoro Karosa. And they're playing against the left foot. Hockey 101. Play against the weak hand side. And Zoro Karosa has just gone 80 meters. Dare I say 80 meters. And probably ends up having an easy shot and misses it. Probably got a little bit of stage fright being that far up, but what modern hockey at its finest, running 80 meters through the lines, a fit young man, and let's hope he gets another opportunity, because that was just stellar play. Great cross by Carl Klisman, and jeez, I'm sure we are going to see 1 or 2 big scoring opportunities in these last couple of moments. The Raiders really extending the field now. There is just the max field. I think a hockey field is about 94 meters, and I'm sure they use all 94. But good cleaning up by Rowan Howard yet again. And Carl Becker wins the blow. So I'd really like to see the Royals being able to hit the 2 central midfielders they have on at the moment in Daniel Newhoff and Sean Mart. to accelerate the attack to the midfield and forwards higher up. But let's see, maybe Bryce Herbert here will deliver another high-skilled slap. I'm not sure. Let's see what he's got in store. Oh no, he just keeps it short, sharp and effective. And there's that slap again. And the reason you'll see it so tough to trap was actually because there's a bit of topspin on it, much like a Roger Federer backhand. But Alex blows, just having none of it. We call that the fake space. Oh, geez, so much going on. Sorry, I just can't even keep in with the game here. But Alex blows showing fake space and then winning the ball easily. And now it's opening up. Kino Christians. Alex Jonksma, goodness gracious. That man, Sunday evening, I mean, what can't he do? So certainly a person that I learned a lot from, I mentioned earlier in the evening, Kurt Serfontaine, he called the fourth chukka, or the fourth quarter, or the last 10 minutes of a game, the chaos zone, or the chaos play. And that seems to be opening up now so much that there's just so much fluidity from the players, but so much chaos that I think the team that keeps it simple, keeps their principles, keeps their shape, will end up winning this game. And yet again, the fast break, but what do we have behind the ball? Raiders already have 5 in defense, and the Royals only had, just counting, Royals just had 3. So, just the Raiders seem to have done some homework here on their defensive shape when they lose the ball. And they've just almost been impenetrable, dare I say it. So just some feedback from the stat. 103 different schools, or at least scholars from 103 different schools are partaking in CPL 2021. That is just awesome to see. And, oh, jeez, what a little interplay there. Say it was on purpose. And it's just so awesome to see people coming from schools right from this AstroTurf at Rondebosch Boys and all of the southern suburb schools to the Boland schools to schools even all the way in the Garden Route. And to my knowledge, there's even a scholar from Oudtshoorn High School. So it's just so awesome to see everybody getting involved. Ex-Olympian coaches, ex-Olympian players, young budding coaches, umpires. Sean Rappaport having been to some Commonwealth and Olympics, and then some up-and-coming umpires as well. So we've got it all happening here, all courtesy of the CPL staff, Ozzo, Balls, Bravo Gear, and well done to everyone for getting involved. And as we wind into the last moments of this game, just really controlled play by the Raiders. They really have shown a strong understanding of game management. And sometimes all you need is a bit of game management and you can win a tournament. And they've scored the 2 goals, but they've kept the back door shut. And championships, games are won via goals, but championships are won via the defense. And tonight they've just done both really well. So it's exciting stuff from the Raiders. Long may it continue. Josh Koff with a late pick. And Josh Koff may be thinking there, should I have carried it a little bit longer? Unsure. But they still have the ball. So there, just to the person who's always keen to learn, in the final quarter of the field, if there's a free hit for the attacking team, you've got to be 5 meters, even from your teammates, and the Raiders players weren't. So just maybe just misunderstanding the rules. And a turnover, Zoro Carlson trying too much. Wins it back though. This is where it's important to just let the ball do the work.
Just ask for 3. 3 and 5 is not the same thing.
A little bit of little animated from Coach Ashlyn Freddie, unfortunately. Yeah, tough moment there. But sometimes, you know what they say, the card leads to teams thinking they've got a chance because the opponents take their foot off the gas. And maybe now just the Raiders might think that it's home and dry and there's a little bit more space. We will see shortly. Great infield break. But Alex blows. Oh, great turnover. And great holding up of the ball there. Clever foul by the Royals. We call those calculated fouls, and I'm pretty sure the Royals player knew what he was doing there. Yeah, he didn't get the ball. He certainly got the man, but he's done his job really well. And now the Raiders being a little bit savvy with their time as well. Are we going to see a fired ball in or a little flick? Yes, we are. A great save, but maybe just a little bit clumsy on the outlet from the Royals. And that is just absolutely filthy skill there. My word. But Eli Bush trying to show that whatever you can do, I can also do. But just a little bit off. Well done there though. Just both players showing so much ability in themselves and their stick work. And that's what we expect from the under 18 boys at this sort of level. And here, same player picking it up. We're going to go free again, not 5 meters. He's got a quick free hit. Is he taking it? Holds the ball up. Alex blows yet again. You know, my word, that man, wow, wow, wow. And the fact that he is only grade 11, that frightens me. It's a crucial position to any of the people that are learning about the game. And Alex Blows plays a crucial position on defense called free center back or free man. Or he pretty much, his role is to mark the space towards the most direct line to goal. And he's just giving lessons in it. So fantastic play for him. Certainly my man of the match today, mostly from a defensive aspect. But he's just really been involved. But some stellar performances from both teams. And just a high game of hockey. The Royals will probably rue 1 or 2 missed chances. And the Raiders were really, really pivotal and for the crucial areas. And got